Hello, I'm Alexis, and today we're here with
Jayson.
yes. So I want to welcome you to my weekly brain dump, where random thoughts become life lessons. Um, this week was I don't really know. I you start with the week. I don't remember my week.
Well, as you all know, this week was very, very short because of Easter, right? For me, I skipped school on Monday. Yeah, I know, but I went exploring a bit. I went to Chur.
You were sick, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. But yeah, and then Thursday we had a test. Wednesday I went to work. On no Tuesday we had a test. I said it wrong.
Yeah,
Tuesday we
Tuesday.
had a test, and Thursday I I took what short. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Don't
sorry.
worry,
I'm
don't
sorry.
worry. Yeah, no. So we had a nice week. Um, this week was actually fun, quite fun. Also, school was fun, right?
Yeah.
And overall, it was a nice week. And now, so this is the Mind of a Dummy, part 16. And today we're thinking out loud. Okay, so now we're gonna hop into my thoughts. I'm gonna read the thoughts and then we're gonna hop into a discussion, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so my first thought from this week that I wrote down is the fire inside me that leads me sometimes also starts to burn. So I want to explain it to you first. So how I mean it is, you also have that drive, the same drive that I have, and when you don't use that fire, that drive,
Mhm.
instead of leading you and showing you direction to your life, it starts to burn you. I don't know if you can resonate with that.
Well, I personally think that you need to like kind of sorry, you need to kind of define what the fire really means, and um
That's
because
your favorite sentence, right?
what defining.
You
He just
always
said
say
it
it.
because in school we are doing discussions in English about anything like science, and I see the world not just black and white. I see it in gray. So I always say it depends, or you have to define this so that you can make a good point and a good argument. That is just realistic.
Yeah, it is, but I still find it funny somehow.
So yeah, me personally, I haven't noticed that much. I think that I start to burn myself, not
Hmm.
the fire inside of me.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that, the fire is part of you, and
Mm-hmm.
just you start to kill yourself basically, or you start to um, betray yourself more, and then you feel worse, and it's kind of a never-ending circle. You don't keep your promises to yourself,
Yeah.
and then you feel bad, and because you feel bad, you do even less. And I call this fire that says you should do something. I call that fire,
Mm-hmm.
and that fire burns me
Mm-hmm.
sometimes.
Okay, I get that.
You
Yeah,
get it?
it's like the drive that your thought that you always have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of when you don't do that thing, it destroys you.
Yeah, exactly.
So for me, yeah, I get it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not like that. I am conscious of doing the bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just for example, I wake up on Saturday most of the time, and maybe I skip training,
And
and
go.
then I just go and it's like I watch some anime or I watch some fucking YouTube or anything TikTok, and it just keeps going. It keeps going, and there is no break between it. It's just one after the other, and I'm never consciously thinking. I'm just scrolling and watching and consuming.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then and at the end of the day, I feel like what the fuck am I doing with my life? I'm just wasting it. And sometimes, yeah, it's like very demotivating. But I had that thought like many, many times because I failed many, many times, and I still do. You know, it's just that you have to be conscious of it that in this moment you can't change the past ever. You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
never change
true.
your past, and the best thing you can do now is to make it better now. It's like, yeah.
You shouldn't talk yourself down because you missed a day or watched TikTok, because it's only gonna make you feel worse than you already are feeling. The best thing you can do is just start taking responsibility for your actions and
Mm.
embrace the future and forget the past, because you really can't change that you wasted time, or just really wasted time.
Mm-hmm.
I personally started believing in taking days off and doing breaks, because at the end of the day we are humans, we're not machines, we're not made to focus for 12 hours a day endlessly. It's possible, but I think it will destroy you one day. I mean, I burned out a lot of times, and I'm starting to trying to take breaks. I'm trying to find a good balance between working really hard and not losing myself.
Mm.
Because that's I think that's the hardest thing of for hard workers. Or maybe I'm just being a bitch. I don't know.
I think personally that you have to have a certain level of drive and a certain level of fire in you,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that right now I'm living a very comfortable life,
Mm-hmm.
because that is something my parents provided me. That is something because of the country I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Switzerland is a very, very rich country. You can't say anything about it. If I could, my brain could just consume dopamine all day long, and I would have no consequences. At the end
But
of the day,
you
there is
would
food on
you
the
would feel
table.
like shit.
I would feel like shit, yeah, but there's food on the table. You know, I have a bed, I have a shower.
You go to your job that you love.
Well, yeah, but I think because I go to my job, sometimes I get more motivated to work.
Yeah, exactly. I get it. Like, but also it gives you structure, and
Yeah,
that's really
that too.
important
Yeah,
for
yeah,
discipline. A lot
yeah.
of people think discipline comes just from it comes just from like that urge to resist something. If you want to do something and you don't want to do it, just discipline is just overcoming it. But I believe that discipline is just building a system that allows you to be disciplined.
Mm.
And I think that's what a lot of people get wrong. They see me, and maybe and you too probably, as such disciplined persons, but we just build ourselves systems. So it's it's kind of, how would you say it, inevitable
Inevitable.
inevitable to be undisciplined, or it's hard.
Well, it's like you only have a certain type or certain level of discipline that you can use in a day. And when that's gone, you have to rely on those structures
And habits.
and habits that build yourself gradually. And so, yeah, I think that if you don't have a job, if you're unemployed, go get a job.
It's
It's good for you.
without a job it's really hard to have that structure. Like if you can build that structure yourself, great. But if you can't, you're really just gonna waste your time. Maybe work part-time 4 hours a day if you want to build something next. If you want to build something for your what the fuck, I'm sorry. If you want to build something for your future, but just bring structure into your life. Okay, we talked too much and we drifted off the
The
question,
topic, yeah.
but let's hop to the next question. So the next, it's kind of a statement. The statement is comparison kills joy. And the first thing is I want to ask you: do you agree or do you disagree?
I think I agree.
You think you agree?
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you see that, especially nowadays in our day and age, because of social media. I think social media is kind of a machine that makes you compare other people's lives or other people's highlights in their life to your life. and yeah, I think your brain then thinks that you are living this life, and that's why you get addicted to it.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a thought that came up in my mind, and you just perfectly described or read my thoughts. So I also agree with what you say. And what are possible solutions? Um, I think a solution to reduce comparison is just reduce your time on social media by a lot. I don't want to say it's bad. There are good sides of social media, like you can connect better. There are many upsides to social media, but it's just if you use it wrong, it's just a big distraction for you, and it will just feel worse after watching it. It's really the only thing you do there, or for me, and probably for you too, is I just compare myself, and it kind of makes me question what am I doing even more, and it just makes me feel worse instead of trying to improve what I already or to appreciate what I have and just try to get better every day. Because at the end of the day, it's really just trying to be better than you were yesterday, right?
Yeah. Also, something I want to say is that most people think comparison is conscious. You know, it's something that you do. You're on the bus and you see someone having a better outfit than you, and you think, "Oh, I hate him," or "I don't like him because he has a better outfit than me." But I think comparison is just a natural part of us, and it comes up subconsciously whenever. And yeah, you can't really do much about it. The only thing you can do is that when you realize that you're comparing yourself, you can stop, maybe reflect, or change your emotion,
Mm-hmm.
change your emotion to gratitude. Like, I'm grateful that he can afford his outfit.
And
Or
maybe instead of turn comparison into like yeah gratitude, I forgot what I
hope.
wanted to say. Hope and yeah, I remember now. Instead of um, instead of compare instead of comparing yourself to him and feeling how to say it schlechter.
Worse.
If no, not worse. Like
Feeling shit.
you're you're smaller than him. He's better.
Feeling
Just that you
feeling
feel that
beneath him.
you're beneath him, like worthless. Try to maybe learn from him. That's something that I try to implement into my life, and since then I have less problems with comparison because I see it as an opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay, so um, next thought. Focus on your life. So I want to add a little context to that. So I'm a person that likes or that tries to help a lot of people, and often it drains my energy, and therefore this thought came up like focus on your life and like be a leader, and yeah, don't try to help others that don't want your help. Yeah.
So I have something about that as well, because it's something that I thought about this week. So my parents are not that active. They're not moving as much, and I'm getting kind of concerned about their health and what they're eating and all of that, because I want them to live as long as possible. I want them to enjoy my grandkids and their kids, and be just healthy and don't have any pain when they get older, and no Alzheimer disease, or no nothing like that. I want them to be healthy. So how do I how do I change them? And I think the best way to change someone else is to be an example, to lead as an example, and focus on your diet and your exercise and your walking, your daily steps. Focus on it. It's healthy for you. Focus on your water intake. Focus on your diet. It's just be an example for others, and I think that is the best way to be a leader and to change others in a good way.
Yeah, completely agree. And I think another thing is you should try to make it look fun.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
if it doesn't look fun and just looks torturing, nobody wants to be like you. But yeah, that's something I need to figure out. How, because I know I'm probably on the right path. I don't really know it, to be honest, but I think I'm on a good path. And but people that look up or that look at me think that I'm kind of lost and just doing shit because I feel bad often. It got better this year by a lot because I don't know. Maybe I think it has a lot to do with gratitude and just being more comfortable in who I am and embracing it. And yeah, just focus on your life and everything that you want and need will come into your life. Okay, the next thought is it's kind of in the same category. We already touched it, so it's let other people seek help from you and don't drain your energy trying to help them. And like I already said, that's something that I try to do often. Um, I watch how other people behave, also this guy, and I try to help them subconscious, or I try to help them consciously, but they don't notice it. No, bro, they don't notice it, and then that kind of, you can call it, it hurts me, or it just, I feel anger or whatever, just some feelings that make me feel bad, and it drains my energy, and I think that's the wrong way for me and for them to change. So that's why I want to change that in myself. I want to stop going to people and trying to help them. I want to say to them like, you can always come to me if you want any tips um in that
Endeavor.
yes, that word, that that was the word I was looking for. Yeah, in that endeavor. And just I want to let them know that they can come to me, but they need to come. I don't follow them, and I think that's really important.
Yeah, it was like kind of what I'm talking about. And for in order to them to come to you, you have to be a an example. You have to lead as an example. Because I'm not going to go to Messi to ask for basketball tips because he doesn't play basketball.
Mm.
I go to him for football tips because I know that he is good at football. So if you're good at your diet, if you're good at structuring your life and being on, I don't know, self improvement, other people that see that can then come up to you and ask for questions. If you're big and you have a lot of muscles in the gym, people will come to you and ask for, hey, what are the best, shoulder exercises? What are those exercises? What do you do for that? What do you
Yeah,
eat?
true.
It's just you have to, you know, you just have to be that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, even when it's hard.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're hopping to the last thought, and the last thought is, why do I always want more, but can't be happy with what I have? And I think that's a thought for my friend.
Okay. So me personally, I'm pretty happy with what I have because you can always compare yourself to people who just got who are in war zones, who just got their family taken away from them. It's You can always be happy and be grateful. But I also think that sometimes if you just want more, it's this kind of greed that blocks this gratitude. And but also I think that if you're always grateful, you don't really want to work as much.
Yeah, I think I believe in positive minds create positive lives. But I think if you're too positive and too optimistic, you you kind of destroy opportunities that present yourself, that get presented to you. If you get what I mean. Like as an example, I don't know. Let me think of one.
Okay, okay.
While you talk or something. Wait, what's an example?
Should I talk?
Yeah, talk.
All right. So something that I've seen with myself is that sometimes when you're grateful, you don't really want to go through that shit. You are grateful for what you have, so why go to training? Why work hard? Why? Because it's grateful. It's right now. It's nice. So you have to have a lot of more determination to actually go through that. You have to have a lot more discipline, the determination, and also that fire to push further. But I think that it is actually separate because you can be happy and also push forward.
Okay, wait. I have an example. Like like this positive mind I don't like. Let's say you make a mistake. You skip the gym and you say, "Oh no, it's fine, because I can go tomorrow." That kind of positive mind I don't like, because it just says that everything is okay, which isn't, or it is, but still it shouldn't be okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Like, you shouldn't torment yourself because you didn't went, for sure, but you also shouldn't just say it's okay that it's okay that I didn't go, because you should have went to the gym, or you should have done what you wanted to do, but you didn't, and it's okay that you didn't, but just do it next time. But don't use it as I just don't want people to use it as an excuse. Same thing with God. I think a lot of people use God as an excuse to do bad stuff, because He will you know? And I find that kind of wrong.
yeah, I think so too. But I think you can still be happy and be determined and push further. You can still be grateful and say that, okay, I am going to the gym today because I have the opportunity to do so. I think that wanting to do more and being happy, I think they both they don't really relate. It is I think if you want more and then you're not happy with what you have, you're just comparing to yourself to somebody else. You're comparing yourself to somebody, then you want this person's life and you don't like what you have right now. So I think it kind of comes up with when you're comparing yourself, but I also think that you can be grateful, you can be happy with what you have, and also do more.
Yeah, 100%. And I think with that we'll wrap it up here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. These were the thoughts from this week. The thoughts that stayed with me, and maybe also the ones that stayed with you, hopefully. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you next week. And remember, let your action let your actions speak louder than your words. Bye bye.